Good evening, I'm Corey Gaines from SC Channel 3 News. For people with disability, everyday activities that you and I take for granted can be daunting tasks. However, since the Industrial Revolution, technology has boomed, and with this boom came a tremendous amount of assistance for people with disability in the form of mobility and communication. As technology progresses further, people with disability come that much closer to a more fulfilling life that they had hoped. For SC News Channel 3, reporter Hillary Morissette has.
Since its invention, prosthetics have advanced greatly in their function and build. In 2000, an Egyptian mummy was discovered with a prosthetic toe made from leather and wood. While they're unsure if the toe was meant for functional purposes or if it was added on after death to complete the body, we do know that it's been at least 3,000 years since prosthetics were first used. The first recorded historical account was during Greek and Roman times. A Roman general during the Second Punic War lost his right hand and had it replaced with iron so that he could continue fighting. During the Dark Ages, prosthetics were also used to hide disfigurements during battles. It wasn't until the 16th century that major advancements really started. A famous surgeon by the name of Ambroise Paré invented the hinged mechanical hand operated by springs and catches. He also invented a prosthetic leg with locking knees and special attachment harnesses that was a great improvement from the wooden peg leg that was being previously used. But advancements were slowing down due to unavailability and also to their cumbersomeness. The materials were very heavy and it was more of a hindrance to use them than to just go without the limb. In the late 1690s, Dutch surgeon Peter Verdoyn used the first non-locking below-knee prosthetic, and his template is still used today. But it wasn't until the 1840s that anesthesia was invented that prosthetics were really starting to come around. With the increased number of people surviving due to meticulous surgical interventions, prosthetics were used immensely. Modifications continued through 1898 when Dr. Giuliano Vignetti used tendons to make the first arm to move through muscle contraction. But even in the early 1900s, artificial limbs were still uncommon. During World War II, with all the veterans coming back as amputees, there was the need to greatly improve their techniques. So in 1945, the Artificial Limb Program improved materials design and surgical technique for prosthetics. By the 1950s, electrically and pneumatically powered devices were starting to become more general in use. And by the 1990s, the first use of the microprocessor in external limbs was developed. By the 21st century, groundbreaking advancements were really starting to come through. Today, people use lightweight, well-fitting, and computerized prosthetics. Prosthetics today even have electrodes and switches that enable their operators to use and open and close their hands. Sensors receive impulses from existing muscles to have more natural movement. They even assist in athletics. In the 2012 Summer Olympics, Oscar Pistorius competed with 2 carbon fiber legs. Currently, scientists are using brain signals as an extension of the limbs to have a more streamlined function in their use. And with the technologies advancing today, who knows what will happen in the future.
Thanks, Hillary. As you can see, technology has come a long way to help those with prosthetics. However, technology impacts a vast majority of disabilities. With the story on technology and communications disorder, we bring you live to SC News Channel 3 reporter.
Augmentative and alternative communication, in particular, speech-generating devices. They are a fairly new technological advance and have been improving the life of those with impairments in production or comprehension of spoken or written language. Augmentative and alternative communication is mainly used by those with a wide range of speech and language impairments, including congenital impairments such as cerebral palsy, intellectual impairments, and autism. Augmentative and alternative care can be a permanent addition to a person's communication or can simply act as a temporary aid. The introduction of speech-generating devices has made communicating exponentially easier. Before speech-generating devices, those with speech and language impairments only had sign language as an alternative option for speech. The problem with sign language was and always has been that there are so few people who can actually comprehend and perform it. Those who used sign language often needed a translator to relay the individual's message because there are so few people who can actually understand sign language. The beauty of these speech-generating devices is that the machine does the speaking for you. Not to mention, the learning curve for these devices could not be any easier. The screen displays a series of gestures, photographs, pictures, line drawings, letters, and words, which can be used alone or they can be paired up in combinations to make all different types of sentences. All that must be done is to choose the message you wish to convey by using body parts, pointers, adapted mice, or even eye tracking to select the targeted symbols. It was not until the 1980s did the first augmentative and alternative communication speech-generating devices start appearing. In the last 30-plus years, advances in speech-generating devices have flourished. They have become more compact, efficient, and easier to use than ever. Not to mention, most importantly, they have helped strengthen and sustain relationships, make communicating a simpler task, and also make establishing new friends and relationships much more simpler. Advances in technology have made communicating for those who lack the ability to a reality again. As the days pass, these forms of technology we all know are continually being advanced and refined to make everyday, often strenuous activities, tasks as effortless as possible.
Thanks, Cody. Technology impacts us every day, whether it's checking a tweet or getting us to and from work. Our everyday devices help us in ways that we couldn't have even fathomed years ago. It's amazing that what these technologies do for us, but it's even more amazing what these devices, like a smartphone, tablet, or even a personal computer, can do for someone with a disability. People with disabilities are becoming normalized in the online society thanks to the vast social networks created by these devices. These technologies allow people with disability to connect faster and more humanized than ever before. Not only that, but those devices allow people to see past the disability, and even some sites, apps, have even embraced disability. Take a look around your computer. There are a vast number of tools catered to the disabled, which allow them to stay easily connected like the rest of us. For all of us at Channel 3 News,